Hello everyone, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll learn more about the energy channels as well, the energies that flow through these subtle channels. Those of us that know how to do the protection, the bandhan as we call it, let's make sure that we start the session by inviting the Kundalini energy to flow along the left channel, Ida Nadi. Then we invite Kundalini energy to flow along the right channel, Pingala Nadi. And for the last time, we invite Kundalini energy to flow, this time through the Sushumna Nadi, the central energy channel. We unite left and right hands in Namaste in complete balance. Then let's take the first protective arch for the first chakra, the root chakra Muladhara. Then the second protective arch for Svadhisthana, followed by the third protective arch for Nabi, then for the heart chakra, then for Vishuddhi, Agnya, and Sahasrara. Namaste. Let's relax both hands in our lap. So within each of us exists this subtle system. And the energy that flows through us, we already referred to it as Kundalini energy. We know there's a feminine power. But what we need to understand is that this energy connects to many other feminine powers that flow through us. And we call them feminine because they actually are protective, are guiding. And we will learn how, when we call them through the mantras, they absolutely act at every level, mental, emotional, physical level. We are already familiar with these energy channels. I don't recognize anybody that is new. So in a way it's good because ideally is to learn from the source. So we'll watch a talk of Shri Mataji. And actually today we'll take a leap of faith and we'll watch a talk that is, it is actually a full talk in which Shri Mataji talks about the spirit, as well about Param Chaitanya, but she refers to the divine principles as well, to that subtle goal that exists in each of us. So as you can see here, we try to share some of the qualities of the left, of the right, center. We know that these energies flow through the nervous system, sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. Before we start watching that talk, that will absolutely take all our attention, and that will be the actual meditation, profound meditation. Let's get ready. So we all will pay attention to our left hand. The right hand will be placed towards Mother Earth. If you sit on the floor, we can just place the right hand directly on the floor. And while we have the attention on our own left energy channel, let's pay attention to the image that we see here. And absolutely understand that this left energy channel is filled with subtle energy that is a divine protective power, and we know it as Shri Mahakali, the great Kali. So this time within ourselves we can just ask, Mother Kundalini, please awaken within me the divine powers of Shri Mahakali. I desire for the divine powers of Shri Mahakali to be fully awakened within me. For all my emotions to be pure, enlightened. Of course, we stop any thought and let's see what we feel in the left hand. If we feel any additional tingling or any changes in sensations since we've joined the session. We also let's pay attention to feel in the right hand, and this time the attention will be on the same time on both left hand and the right hand in the same time. To the left we receive, to the right we release. And here we can ask, Mother Kundalini, I desire from all my heart to have a pure Ida Nadi, to have a pure moon channel. I desire from all my heart for all negativity hidden in my left channel to be released, to be removed through the right hand towards Mother Earth. Let's take a deep breath in, hold it for a few seconds, then slowly release the air out. And in complete surrender, no thoughts, we pay attention to what happens between the left hand and the right hand. Just trust there is a circuit, there is really a correspondence of channels that collaborate for our benefit. Trust the system that is in place. Let's take another deep breath in. This time we have the attention on our spine. Relax the shoulders, the arms. Then we can say, Mother Kundalini, I surrender this subtle system to you. I surrender this subtle system to Shri Mahakali to purify my left channel. Let's take another deep breath in. Hold it and slowly let the air out. And feel that we release and we can say, Mother Kundalini, I let go of all my conditionings. I let go of all preconceived ideas, attachments. I completely surrender them. You are the better judge. I trust you to filter them out. keep only that's positive, that's beneficial for my spiritual growth. Let's take another deep breath in. Hold it for a few seconds, then we let go and let go of any thought. Just remain in silence for a few seconds. Take a deep breath in anytime you feel like it. We can kind of wipe off from our hands any subtle negativity towards Mother Earth. Then relax both hands in our lap. Let's see what we feel in both hands, if anything has changed. This time we pay attention to the right channel, Pingala Nadi, the yellow channel. And as we know already, the channel that needs help will be represented by the hand that remains open, relaxed in the lap. So now we will clear the right energy channel, so the right palm will remain asking for help, asking for support, and the left hand will bend upwards from the elbow upwards. So the hand will just face the back and will come at the level of the shoulders, will face backwards. Let's take a deep breath in, hold it inside, and slowly let go of the air out. And here we'll ask Mother Kundalini, I completely surrender to you my Pingala Nadi, my right channel. I surrender to you all actions, all planning, all thinking, all the doing. You are the better judge. Please guide me through every action. Enlighten every action. This time we'll pay attention at the same time to both right palm and the left palm. To the right palm we absorb, to the left we release. This time the element that is helping us is the ether. The subtlest of air will absorb all the heat, all the negativity that is trying to hide in our right channel. So just relax the left hand that points towards the sky. Relax the right hand that receives attention along the spine, from the base of the spine, along the spine, on the top of the head. And from the top of the head, we have this attention over our entire body with detachment. And here we can say, talking to our own Kundalini energy, Mother Kundalini, I am your child. There is no need for ego. Please awaken in me the divine principle that governs my right channel. Shri Sarasvati. The energy that governs all the aspects related to action, creativity, planning, doing. And it is very much alive and awakened within a realized soul. It is like an active deity within us, within our subtle system. So our subtle system truly becomes a temple, a living temple for all these living energies, divine aspects of the divine power. And we can address to them directly, talk to them as we talk to our Kundalini energy. But actually, through Kundalini, Kundalini is the one that binds them, and that's the language that we start understanding it. So here we can say, Mother Kundalini, please fully awaken within me the power of Shri Sarasvati. From all my heart, I desire to have pure actions, enlightened ideas, to be inspired in my actions. I completely surrender anything that comes from ego, from selfishness, from I-ness. That makes me small, but I want to be universal. Mother Kundalini, please remove all the heat, all the imbalances from my right channel. Through the left hand, I let them go towards the ether. I completely let them go towards the ether. Let's take a deep breath in. Hold it and slowly let it out through the nose. Hopefully you feel the lightness. Hopefully you'll feel more and more the subtlety of your being. With detachment, we will say, Mother Kundalini, I am completely detached of my actions. You are the better judge. I want to let go of any negativity that prevents me to have an enlightened right channel, an enlightened Pingala Nadi. Let's take a deep breath in, hold it and slowly let the air out. We stop any thought, any prayer, just in silence for a little bit with joy. We can enhance this experience by just saying it. And see what you feel in your palms when you say that. Mother Kundalini, I am not the doer. I am the pure, detached spirit. I am not the doer. We can clear our hands. So let's take both hands and release them in our lap, and we can watch this image as a painting realized by a Romanian Sahaja yogini. And the title for this painting is Param Chaitanya, which some of you know already. It's about the all-pervading power. With detachment, let's see what we feel in our hands. Let's see if the sensation is different, left from right. If you feel more heat in one of them, that tells you that you need more clearing. We can also massage our hands. Tonight it seems that more of the right channel is blocked, but there are some along the left as well. So with the right hand, let's massage the left Vishuddhi. We want to have a clear Vishuddhi chakra because through the Vishuddhi chakra we are able to feel the vibrations. So it's good to massage with the right hand the left neck and shoulder area. And here we can say, Mother Kundalini, I am not guilty. I am the pure spirit. I am not guilty at all. Please awaken in me the divine power of Shri Vishnu Maya. Shri Vishnu Maya is the power that governs the left Vishuddhi chakra. Again, we can clear our hands. We invite Mother Kundalini to flow a few times along the central energy channel. We still seems that we don't have anyone really new to our class, so we can go a bit deeper. So let's watch a talk of Shri Mataji while we are in meditation, both hands relaxed, and try to observe to see what you feel during the talk, if you can feel more energy, more clearing happening. So actually, we will watch quite an old talk from 1981, and it's one of the rare talks in which Shri Mataji also guides us about the breathing exercises, and it's quite subtle. So it's 15 minutes. Let's watch it together. This one.
Now, what we can do is today, what should I tell you, the practical side, the meditation, all right? Let's see what is meditation is, what we have to do for a meditation. The first thing we have got is the left side, is the mana shakti, is the power of your emotions, all right? Now, emotions are connected with your right side also, prana. Say for example, if you are emotionally disturbed, just now we got disturbed. So our breathing also increased. And we felt the whole body. What should I tell you, the practical side, the meditation, all right? Let's see what is meditation is, what we have to do for a meditation. The first thing we have got is the left side, is the mana shakti, is the power of your emotions, all right? Now, emotions are connected with your right side also, prana. Say for example, if you are emotionally disturbed, just now we got disturbed. So our breathing also increased, and we felt the whole body was sort of reacting, and we were feeling the reaction of the prana, right side also, that it was trying to express itself. Like we started, the tears is the water element, and all that came in, and the whole emotion was so much pouring out. And with that, our prana was also involved. Say, for example, if you are frightened. If you are frightened, she's not doing it, it's all right. If you are frightened too much, then what happens? She's all right. If you are frightened, then also you get your breathing very fast, isn't it? So it is connected. Yes, coming. So it is connected. If you are frightened, it is connected with your prana in your breathing, and your whole system is connected with your emotions, physical system. If you cry too much, or if you weep too much, or if you are a sad person, that shows on your face. Your Vishuddhi chakra also shows. And not only Anata, but also Vishuddhi. Then also your Agya goes out. So all the chakras reflect the left side in such a way that physical manifestation is also there. So it proves that both are very much connected. So if you have to somehow or other dissolve these two sides within us, the left and the right side, because if you do not dissolve it, you are left halfway here. So you have to dissolve these two things. And to dissolve these, what should we do? What can we do in meditation? Can you suggest? Say, we have got prana and mana. Now prana represents the right side, and the mana shakti is the left side. All right? These two have to be dissolved. Laya means dissolve. Now, how do we do it? To dissolve these two things. They are connected with each other. After realization, not before. So before meditation, we give ourselves a balance, all right? Which side is more, which side is less. At the time, supposing you are emotionally that time disturbed, then you put your right to the left. If you are that time disturbed on the left side, uh, I mean, disturbed in the sense that if your left side is frozen, then you raise your left side and give yourself a balance before meditation. Now, let us see which side is less, first of all. Put your hands like this, like this. Are you all right? Getting cool breeze? Getting it? And this I'm not. All right. Better? Are you getting in this side? No? Something moving? Cool breeze is coming now. Is there cool breeze? Is it? There is cool breeze in your hand? Are you feeling it? All right. So, once you have given yourself a balance, then the best thing is to pay attention to your emotions, to Manasya. Watch them. You can enlighten your emotions by thinking of your mother, right? Just enlighten them. Just she will solve the problem, whatever are the problems in the mana, all right? So once you get connected with those emotions and you start looking at them in your meditation, you will see these emotions are rising within you, and if you try to put these emotions on your mother, as they said, the lotus feet of your mother, they will start also dissolving those emotions and they'll become sort of expanded, expands. You will extend that in such a way that you will feel you are in control of these emotions. You are in control of them, and by that controlling those emotions, your emotions which are expanded, enlightened, are powerful. And these emotions, when you feel that way, then the cause of those emotions can be solved. For example, just now, you got emotionally stirred up because I talked about, say, these children. Naturally, anybody would be. Now, when you are stirred up with that, you put that problem of those feelings that are rising in you, that those waves of feelings that are coming at the lotus feet of your mother. So they get touched, say, by that power, you can say. Then these emotions become enlightened. And when these emotions become enlightened, they have a power to solve the problem. Do you see the point? As if they have reached the shore where they got the light and this problem can be solved. Because now you are not in an individual self. You are in the expanse. You are in the samashti. And because you have entered into that position, that's why you have got these powers of entering into another person's body, to see the vibrations of another person, to raise the kundalini. Otherwise, you could not have done. So for you it is very easy to do it, because I am also sitting here in person. So easy to put these emotions just there so that they get enlightened and your wish is fulfilled. Because emotions are nothing but wishes. These are unfulfilled wishes. Now, how they do it otherwise is also this way, that you take up these emotions and put them So that is, these emotions are actually the left side, as I said, is the desire. So the desire is taken, any desire, and is put in the prana. Now how do you put it on the prana? That you control your prana. That's why they do pranayamas. See, like you sit down now very comfortably. Now you have a desire, you put your attention to that. Attention is very important. See, now this attention is to be put onto the prana. So the emotions are there, and then bring those emotions and put them into your attention. Means they are now, you are aware of them. Now what you do is to watch your breathing. See now, try to reduce your breathing. Reduce it. In the sense that you have breathed out, wait for a while, then breathe in. For a long time, then you breathe out. So in 1 minute, your breathing will be less than normal. Alright, try that. Breathe in. Now with the emotions, keep the attention on the emotions, you see, so that the connection is established. Better? See the Kundalini rises? Now when you are breathing, you find that there is a space in between, which you just leave it vacant. Breathe in. Now leave it vacant. Now breathe out. Now leave it vacant. Breathe in. Keep it there. Then leave it. Keep outside. Now breathe in. Now start breathing in such a way that you stop your breathing. Attention should be on the heart, or could be on the emotions. Better. Keep the breathing inside for a while. Bring it out, then outside for a while. Then again. Then you'll find that for a while you will not breathe. See, you settle down. The laya takes place between your prana and your mana. Both the Shaktis become one. Now, at this stage when you are silent, now you think of your intellect. It's lost. Just think of it. It's lost. It's no more there. So what is happening actually, that this layer, the attention goes into the intellect and enlightens the intellect. See, the thought is not there. Try to find your intellect within yourself. Now see, where is my intellect? Try to find it. It's not there. It's not working. Again try it. It is working, but it has become the samashti. It's become the collective now. See now? Did you follow that? There's no thought. This exercise will give you this thoughtless awareness, establishment of thoughtless awareness. There is no thought.
So this is a 7 minutes talk. Subtitles are in French. Let's see what we feel. And after that, we give 5 minutes for sharing. Thank you.
You must have something to quench your thirst. And that thirst, unless and until it is quenched, you are not going to be happy. And what is that thirst? is this, that still you have not known yourself. It's a very unconscious thirst. It comes, you don't know what you are seeking. You don't know why you are unhappy. You don't know what you want. That is the unconscious which is working it out. But the time has come that you should know what you are and what is your glory, what is your greatness, what are your powers. They are all built within yourself. All these days when you grew up in your evolutionary process, all these things were built within you as shown here. They are all there. Actually, I am just a catalyst, you can say. Just a candle which is enlightened. And this candle, when touches another candle which is ready, that gets enlightened. I mean, you may give it a big scientific name, this, that, a charged personality, this, that, I don't understand. It's very simple for me. You are all ready for it. I just touch you and you get enlightened and you get the light, and when you touch someone, that person also gets enlightened. Now you may say, Mother, how can that be so simple? I mean, so many people say that, Mother, you're too simple. How can that be? I just don't understand what should I have, 2 horns or something to make it complicated. Everything that is living is the simplest thing. That's the sign of living. Have you seen the flower? How simple it is to grow a flower. It just works. You just get some seeds, sow them, and you get the plants. How simple it is. Do we ever think how it works out? Looks very complicated if you start thinking about it. You will go mad if you start analyzing it. But it's so simple. In the same way, this happening is also a very, very simple thing. It is called Sahaja. Sahaja has 2 meanings. Sahaj means simple. Also it means the thing that is born with you. Sahaj is a simple thing because it is born with, I mean, your nose is born with you. Alright, it's a simple thing. You don't have to do anything, press it or anyway, do anything to it to breathe. It's there. In the same way, this built-in process is within you. It's just there. To me, it is absolutely simple. And to you also, it will be simple as soon as you get it. So this argument about it being so simple, I just can't understand myself. Why should there be an argument? Supposing you can eat this way, why should you ask that how can it be so simple to eat this way? It's so simple because it is so vital. It is so important. All vital things are simple and easily available, like your own breathing. For that, if you have to do something special, then this breathing is not possible. How many people are going to survive? Now this simple thing, this simple method is the method of the all-pervading divine power, the Holy Ghost. This all-pervading divine power is the Shakti, the primordial power that works it out. Do we realize how this Shakti works otherwise? Are we ever watching a flower becoming a fruit? Who does that? Not one flower, but you must have seen millions and millions and billions of these flowers are turning into fruits. And who does that? We never think. We take it for granted. All living things are done by this divine power. Human beings cannot do anything that is living. What they can do is everything that is dead or deadening, like strikes is a deadening thing. What we can do is to make something, a table, a chair, if the tree is dead. We are doing nothing but dead work. And this deadening thing dominates us because we form habits. We form habits. With these habits, this matter sits on our head. And the spirit, which is the vibrant thing, which is the source, which is the controlling thing, becomes dormant. this dormant force, if somehow becomes enlightened, and our attention becomes enlightened, we become a different person. We become a yogi. We become a person who is united with God. For that, you don't have to wear funny dresses. It makes no difference what sort of dress you wear. It makes no difference how you comb your hair or what sort of food you eat. It's something so within. It has nothing to do with these outward things. All our ideas about even charities and about being kind to others and all these things are very superficial. When you become that, when you become compassion, when you become love, then you don't have to tell yourself at all. You don't have to argue with it. You just become. It just flows. The compassion flows. It acts. You don't have to argue it out. You don't have to tell yourself, I should be compassionate, I should be kind. You just become. I went to Italy and there were 3, 4 people who got interested in Sahajogis. But they said, we don't want to join Sahaja. I said, why? Because these people don't smoke. I said, I never told them not to smoke. Never asked them, did I? I never said don't smoke. I just asked them, do you smoke? Do you smoke, or you have given up smoking, or your mother has forced you not to smoke? They said nothing of the kind. We used to smoke packets of cigarettes. We used to drink. We were drug addicts. But something happened to us. We just gave up. We don't know how. So simple. Mother never told us. We just became like that.
So let's take a few minutes to share what you felt during meditation and during the talk, or if anything touched you more, or anything that you consider valuable would be nice to be shared. Thank you.
Dear Ivana, thank you so much. Really enjoyed the left and right side clearing. I really needed that. And I was feeling so much better after when we started to clear the right channel. And the talk was amazing. I don't think I followed Shri Mataji's instructions because I was just already feeling so much of coolness. And it was interesting how Shri Mataji also spoke about balancing the left and right channel, which is what we did. So I felt like it totally aligned with what we were doing in meditation. And when Shri Mataji was treating that little girl, I felt so much love for her and how lovingly Shri Mataji was, helping her. It was very like melting my heart. And I really enjoyed the 7-minute talk as well. And I think I just love Shri Mataji. So thank you so much for a beautiful meditation.
So sweet. Thank you. And that little girl, she was like a little yogi. You've seen how she
Yes, yes, very
was sitting?
sincere, very
Yes.
sincere. Just, like, oh my God, I didn't realize it was a little girl. I thought it was somebody who grown up until I saw. And I was like so impressed that she was quietly sitting there, very sincere. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, if anyone can search on our website, free-meditation.ca, Anjali, can you look? We have the
Sure.
guided meditation. We have also the script for prana, mana, everything. You have it. So,
Yes, I will look at
and it's good because you have also the script, and it's quite more, even more than what Shimataji explained in the video. Thank you so much. Anyone else?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. I have a question.
Yes.
Um, what I would like to know is that we have the spirit, and then there is Mother Kundalini. So once we leave this body, what happens to the Kundalini energy? Is it part of the spirit? When we end this body and go to the next, does the Kundalini energy goes along with the spirit, or how does it work?
So it's really amazing because, and I will ask Anjali, can you find the other? We have few about the death, and Shimataji explaining very well. Um, and I don't want to get into too many details here, but we can provide this information. So actually, the spirit, as you know, is the eternal part in us, and Kundalini is separate. In a way, and it's very very interesting. Um, we have the feminine and the masculine within us, but not in the sense of the left and the right channel. It's God as the witness is the spirit within us, and when this body, which is made of elements, vanishes, actually the spirit as well, Kundalini, in a subtle way, as energies, let's say, they find their places back in the cosmic being, and in a way, if you believe it or not, um, they reunite for the next incarnation. So it's very interesting. That's why we have another article that is absolutely amazing. Thank you, Anjali, for keep sharing. So please, everyone, click so you have all these links. They're really worth exploring. Really worth exploring. Um, so actually, when we talk about reincarnation, there is one about Kundalini as a tape recorder. Um, in us, Kundalini is represents also the memory, in the sense, not the memory, the physical memory, but is really recording what happened to us in previous lives. And there are interesting stories that actually I witnessed Shimataji talking and recognizing. She would look at the seeker, and she would know absolutely that person's past lives, but she would never encourage anyone ever to remember or to talk about that. But she would tell to somebody, um, sometimes, if that was helpful for somebody to let go of some obsessions about some karmas, Shimataji would explain a little bit, but she never really went too much in details. But what I was trying to say is that that's why you see, so some people can remember, or um, from past lives, or we absolutely, for me, I have a certainty. I had a revelation, so I have a certainty that um, reincarnation is the truth. But and Shimataji even made references to the Bible and to the um, Old Testament, and she was saying that even in the Bible, even Lord Jesus made references, but unfortunately, people in time, as you know, the New Testament was rewritten several times because it was kind of what was approved, what was not approved by human minds, unfortunately. But you can still find some references that are really astonishing. So we have to watch those talks. It is amazing how Shmataji explains so much. Yeah, so I don't know if I don't want to give you the details when you can find details from Shimataji directly, but I hope a tiny little bit I answered, a tiny little bit.
Yes, yes, you did. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, I have opened the link as well. Thanks for the link. Um, and can I ask another question?
Of course.
Okay, sorry. I'm just, these usually I did not get a lot of questions, but today I got these questions. I thought, okay, I'm going to ask in the session. So the question is, today the one of the speech that you showed was about emotions, and this is kind of related to it. I would like to know how which chakras get affected by anger.
Oh, that's a good question. And Anjali, we have another article about
No, that's good.
it.
It's
It
funny.
was articles. Yeah.
As soon as she said anger, I'm like, I know even the article to look for. There is one on anger. I'll find it right away.
I would tell you why, because Shimataji was saying, and it's interesting because we started this website from our heart just to share, so much richness from Sahaja Yoga, and because it answers Sahaja Yoga so many of our questions. But later on, I watched a talk in which Mataji was saying that, oh, I talked about a subject in so many talks. You should just compile them, just search for what I said in different. And exactly this is what we are doing in some of the um, intuitively. This is why I'm saying it's really good to explore our website because you have all these different aspects. So anger, and one more thing I want to say. You're right. Your question is very well connected to the talk that we shared in which Mataji said that how interconnected is left channel with the right channel. You cannot have before any action, usually there is a desire. If you have an emotional side that is messed up, it will mess up eventually the physical. And it's interesting, we are just watching as a family um, New Amsterdam, if you've watched this series on Netflix. And it's interesting how it shows so many things that happen the physical. You know how we say that to have a broken heart, and actually a pain or a stress can really, really put that pressure. And this is a very old term in so many traditions. I know in Romania, it was a saying, what the mother can die of a broken heart when their child will be killed or something will happen. And I assume this is everywhere. And it's interesting because at the physical level, something happens. So now to get back to what your question about anger, something that is amazing that I recommend everyone to try it. Anytime when you feel really unhappy, let's say you're working very hard for your workplace, and I know it happens sometimes. I work 12 hours or more per day. It's crazy sometimes. And absolutely watch it as a yogi, because you will see that the right channel gets heated up and then everything changes. You can have quick reactions. You realize, you can say even anger that happens because that boiling, literally the heat is so much in the right channel that affects everything, all the chakras. So something that is really amazing is if you have anger or something like that, try to do foot soaks, try to cool down the right channel, and you'll be amazed how the calmness, the sweetness, you can laugh at yourself. So in a way, it's absolutely a system that needs to be balanced. So I'm talking now about normal life. Of course, you can be angered if somebody committed an injustice. That's something else. But I'm just trying to say, in terms of how this system works, you can absolutely see a difference. Or if you're really very sad and very lethargic, if you apply the treatment for the left channel and bring some light along the left channel, you know what we do, the candle treatment as we call it, all of a sudden the heaviness disappears, really literally, like you remove a weight out of that was really sitting on you, on top of you. So that's one thing. But if we talk about anger, absolutely, we can talk about the Svadhisthana chakra, because that's a heat. So that from where it might start, you know, because you can think of it. You can. So that's the starting. Svadhisthana is the starting of the right channel. So that can be, let's say, the root of it. However, if you have lots of anger, as I said, the heat can go upwards or can go also downwards. So it can affect even the right Muladhara chakra. And that can lead, when you say about somebody who is angered, it's like a constipated personality or something like that, when somebody is very upright and very, it's interesting. Constipation has to do with the right Muladhara being blocked. And also, as I was saying about the heat, and comes from a heated liver that covers right Svadhisthana and right Nabi chakra. Now, when you have a lot of anger and you really feel like lashing out at others, or as I said, something to do with injustice, that will affect your dharma. And that one has to do with the, also with the Nabi, but also with the void as a guru principle, because you really lose control of yourself. So that affects. So you can find correlations with different chakras, but definitely Svadhisthana, definitely Svadhisthana, Vishuddhi, and Agya, I would say right away. Vishuddhi, because as you know, when you have anger, you express it through words, you express it through physiognomy, through your, the muscles of your face. So absolutely Vishuddhi. And when you have anger, you can feel sometimes that you cannot even speak. You have that blockage, because that comes from the right Vishuddhi. Again, the heat comes along the right channel. So basically, all the different chakras can be affected. And agya, absolutely anger, because then you cannot, anger comes hand in hand with lack of forgiveness. So then agya will be absolutely blocked. And when these are blocked, sahasrara, ultimately, really, you cannot have anger and have an open sahasrara, unless you have that natural anger that comes from the divine in you, that reacts to a strong negativity, and that you can also experience it at some point. And at that time, you have to speak out against negativity, like, it is an example of how Jesus, who personified the Lamb of God, that gentleness and sweetness and love and everything, but he lashed out at all those people in front of the temple that were selling things, and they were really dishonoring the temple of God. And he was really very, very upset. You could say he was extremely angered. Yes. So sometimes, but Shimataji, for instance, advises us to really not get there. Let God take care of that. However, of course, it's absolutely natural for us to get anger by injustice in the world, because we have those dharmas within us, we have that righteousness in us, but not from a mental level. It is exactly what Shimadaji was saying. You don't tell yourself to be righteous, to be good, to be nice. You just are. So sometimes you have this compassion so strong that you absolutely have to speak out against injustice. You really want to do something to help somebody, or just stop an injustice. Sometimes, you, let's say, you speak out to help a colleague or to help somebody, or interfere when you see it happens. For instance, if you see a couple fighting, and let's say the man is very rude, and if you're friends, you can, sometimes we become ambassadors, and we become, um, it just expresses to us naturally the divinity that wants, peace and balance and truthfulness to be restored in the world. Okay, I stop here. Thank you.
Okay, no, that's really good information. Although I mean, it affects. I was more, concerned about. Of course, it when you get angry, of course, it can lead out of spiral. But that's true. But if you can control and you can use the correct voice and talk, but still, is it possible that you are kind of suppressing that negative emotion, which can affect, can it, I guess, can it affect like Vishuddhi and Agya more in this situation?
Yeah, but if you are aware about that anger, my suggestion is to work on Svadhisthana directly.
Okay, okay.
Because if it's not related, if it's in general kind of anger that pops up from time to time, that might be rooted in Svadhisthana and expressed through Vishuddhi. But if you have, and also at some point it can be, but also, for instance, just to give an example, if if that anger is not based, from my understanding is that you see, that's lack of, let's say, I wouldn't say a lack of quality, but there is a, you have an anger problem, let's say, yeah.
Mhm.
So then absolutely you have to clear your left, not left, the Svadhisthana chakra, foot soaks help very much, really clear the right channel.
Okay, okay.
And you will see, I'm telling you, if it's a system problem, that's amazing. You see really personalities being changed overnight. I've seen it.
Okay, okay. Yeah, again, in my case, I don't see anger as a problem, luckily. But still, I feel that I am able to control it, and control in the sense not suppress, but use your energy in the right direction to take care of the situation. But
Yes,
still,
exactly. Yes.
I feel that there is some energy that is not internally internally it is not handled properly. Physically, it is affecting, I feel, not behavior wise, it's good. Um, Mentally, seems to be good, but physically, it affects.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe you feel this specifically to a person, because if you feel specifically to a person sometimes, and if you have a chance, it's maybe the best just to talk it out, just open up and say,
It's not luckily again particular person, but it is day to day, little things. If you're stressed out, especially, and something happens, and then you are angry, but suddenly you realize, oh no, I don't need to be mad at this situation, and you cannot shout at anyone. You're calm, you're
oh,
taking care of
raise your kundalini when you feel to shout.
it.
Raise your kundalini and just take a deep breath. That's universally very Sahaj.
Okay, all right. Okay, no, good. I will look at the link as well. Thank you.
But definitely work on Svadhisthana. Definitely.
Swadhisthana. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yolanta, I think you want to say something, or
Yeah, I have something to say. Hi, everyone. On the topic of anger and um, being in situations when you need to control your anger. And I recall, I hear an echo. That's not good. Is it something with the technology?
I have no idea. I expect anything from what I have as resources here, so I don't know.
Okay. Well, anyways, so on the topic of anger, um, I recall from uh, years ago when I attended beginner Sahaja yoga classes, and I asked my facilitator um, for advice, in essence. And his advice, and it was a very good advice, was do not react. And the reason I am bringing it up is because oftentimes I still am occasionally in situations when others try their best to provoke me, to make me angry. But the beauty of Sahaja Yoga, practicing Sahaja Yoga and being balanced is that they can't do that. They are not able to provoke me as hard as they may try. They can't do that because I am above that. I don't stoop down to that level. Uh, of course, it it affects my physical body to some extent, but I do it after. I do the foot soaks, the candle treatments, and I just meditate that stress away. But nobody will make me angry to the effect that I would shout out in anger or even say something inappropriate. So that's the beauty of practicing Sahaja Yoga.
Very true, very true. And thank you for sharing your experience. That's very important to talk from experience. Yes. That's beautiful. Yes. But you see, from what you recommend is most, I mean, when you said to that you should never do that, that means control. But my understanding was that the problem was that control might be too much. So this is why I was saying that it's good to work exactly what you were saying afterwards, that you do candle, you do whatever you need to keep yourself in balance. And that's the whole point, that if the system is in balance, then it's much harder for all these reactions to happen.
Yeah, it's because you as a Sahaja Yoga practitioner, you control your own temple, which is your body. That's what you control. You have no control over others.
Very true. That's beautifully said, and you're so right. Absolutely, that's what it is. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, that is helpful. I've also experienced that after I started Sahaja Yoga. I'm working on detachment and the ego, and I see so much difference that how I perceive things or how I react um, is not as bad because I am not taking it personally a lot. Um, in the sense that anything anybody says, I'm not thinking that, oh, this person is talking about me, or it doesn't hurt my ego much. I do see the change, definitely.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. That's important to share with each other, the changes we see in ourselves, and that's very encouraging. And it's wonderful to be, sincere and open up. Thank you so much. Anyone else?
Yes, I have another thing to add. This is to attest to what Shri Mataji said, if anyone needs that. But it's again from my experience. Before I started practicing Sahaja Yoga, I used to enjoy having a drink occasionally. In the summer, I would enjoy a beer, for example, when it's hot. But for years, since I started practice, it just disappeared. I just don't feel the desire. I would not drink alcohol. It just completely lost taste for me. Even
Yes.
though I've been encouraged, I just don't do it. And I don't know, it just disappeared. So, and nobody told me. Nobody. I never even considered um, the um, correlation between consuming, well, let's say, moderate amounts of alcohol and practicing Sahaja Yoga. I had no idea that such a that it's somehow related. I didn't know, but it just happened.
That's so nice that you're sharing, because I remember, I think that Shimataji was saying something like side effects of practicing Sahaja Yoga meditation, that because she was saying that ideally is, the changes that are at the spiritual level, and almost like kind of, I don't know if she used side effects, Shimataji, but something like what comes with it is, the physical, the everything, that all the bad habits drop, and things like that. So but of course it's different from person to person. I know also a yogini who could not let go. She said that everything she could let go so easily, but she could not let go of smoke. And Shimataji said at some point that it's almost, when you cannot let go of certain things, they're almost like uh, possessions, that they really um, and I don't recall exactly, but she was really so desperate that she prayed to Shimataji. She was basically desperate. She would do all kind of different techniques to get rid of it, but she could not. And I think this is when she had like a fantastic revelation with Shimataji, like Shimataji being the, you know, related to the cosmic power. And afterwards, she had no desire to smoke any longer. So it was kind of granted to her, that power. Yes. Thank you. That was amazing sharing tonight. That's good. Anyone else that want? We take a few more minutes and off we go. Okay, thank you everyone. So explore also the links that Anjali shared. Thank you so much. It'll be nice to hear your comments on the website, and thank you. Thank you. Bye everyone. Good night.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Good night. Thank you.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye bye. Good night. Thank you.